Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights, Camera, Rant. As always, I am your wonderful host, Mr. Rant, and we have got a lot to talk about for this episode. If you saw us on Instagram, we've got to talk about the Oscars, we've got to talk about Batman, we've got to talk about China versus Hollywood versus America, and of course, we're going to get into Daredevil Born Again, and episode 8, which I cannot believe the fact that we are already at the final for that, because God damn, how the fact that we're already there with that, shit. It's just insane to think about the fact that we're nearly at the end. We're nearly at the end for this, and it's just holy shit. We've just come so far, and here we are, right at the end, nearly at the end. One more episode to go, and then boom, we're right there. But no, as always, thank you very much for everyone's tuning in, for everyone's listening, watching, and everything else in between. If you haven't already, please go check out our latest small reviews where we've done one for Minecraft, we've done for Novocaine, we've done for the Count of Monte Cristo, and we've done for Mickey 17. And what we're going up next is we're also going to be doing one for Adolescence as well, which is... that was a bit more gut-wrenching than I expected, to be honest. I knew there was a lot of hype around it and there was what the show was, but yeah, for 4 episodes, just to give you, hi, here's a new show, punch you in the mouth, see ya, that's it, no season 2, no nothing, here's just a 4 and that's it. So that's a bit surprising, but we're going to get to that too. But so above all else, let's get into the news. Now, yes, right now, Avengers Doomsday is currently shooting in the UK at the moment, and we've already had supposed leaks of both Cyclops, Magneto, Cyclops, and Wong, which, yes, these photos are a bit, they could be it, they couldn't be it, most likely are. I still think, in fact, it's wild to think about that we're getting the OG X-Men cast with the latest Avengers, or the new Avengers, if you will, and we're going to be having that crossover, because I'm just because I tell you, I know that the announcement was so long, and in fact, the biggest surprise, the fact the original X-Men were going to be back for this, and, sorry, side note, I'd like to say a big shout out to the Galactic God podcast with Andy, who just 12 hours removed, we did his 2-year anniversary episode with Why So Serious, the Brandalorian, and Krypton to Alderaan, which was a fantastic episode. So definitely go check that out. That was a lot of fun. Again, congratulations, sir, on your 2-year anniversary. I need to think about my anniversary and what the shit I'm going to do, because it will be my 4th year anniversary coming up in June, which is wild to think about. In fact, I've been doing this for 4 years, and we are currently, as I am recording this, 203 weeks in a row with a total of 250 episodes. So wild to think about, and the fact that we've come out so far. But yes, so as I mentioned, we're seeing the X-Men in that lineup for the Avengers Doomsday was one of the most exciting things. So take these leaks as you will, and before anyone's like, oh, I don't want to see any leaks, trust me, it's nothing spoilish. It's literally what we already know, is that we see Wong, we see Cyclops, we Magneto, we see them together. So it's literally okay, we already know. But again, Magneto, Ian McKellen looks like Magneto. Wong's wearing his Wong gear. It looks like his Wong gear. So no big surprises, but we know the fact that Avengers Doomsday is well on its way. Now, this was a surprise to me, because I thought number 2 did really well. We didn't really need a third one, and that's, of course, what I'm talking about is Beetlejuice 3, that's currently in active development, and some announcement might come soon. And this is the part I'm a bit because we know that obviously the big gap between Beetlejuice 1, Beetlejuice 2, and Tim Burton and Michael Keaton did say that the fact the story had to be right for them to return. And the end of Beetlejuice 2, like it did slightly lead to a third one, but at the same time it didn't. It was more like, don't forget, he's still around. We're still around. We don't need a third one. So in the era of Hollywood with sequel remakes, and sequel trilogies, I guess Beetlejuice isn't safe. So, ladies and gentlemen, ranters and rantettes, if you are wanting more Beetlejuice and thought he didn't get enough screen time in Beetlejuice 2, don't you worry. Beetlejuice 3 is currently on its way. How that's going to look, the story, who's going to come back, that's all hush hush at the moment. So, there's no official announcement yet. But Beetlejuice 3 is in the works. And that's probably one I did not see coming. Also, Mafia fans, Mafia, the old country. Now this is the brand new Mafia game that's coming out this year, which looks absolutely sleek. I can't wait for this game, which we're currently been waiting for the release date for this, very much like GTA 6. Oh, if we could just get a release date for that, that'd be great. GTA 6. Sorry, the leaked release date for this is August the 8th. I've got here is August the 8th. So I'll be going to Europe. I'll come in right back, and boom, Mafia the Old Country be out. So perfect timing. There's actually another little game that's coming out. I think the second week of May. I just saw a little trailer for it. It's called The Precinct, where basically it's like GTA, but you play as a cop. But probably the coolest thing about the whole thing is that you do play a cop. You do have to figure out crimes and be a police officer, basically a detective and all that. But the cool thing is that it's I forget the word, perpetually generated. It's probably not the right word, but the fact that not every single crime, not every single scenario is different. It automatically generates a different one every single time. So every time you pick up the game, it's going to be different. Yes, it might be something similar, but how you solve the crime is going to be different every time. And I'm like, sold. I am all for that. 110%. So that's May 12th. It's called The Precinct. And probably the best thing about it is when I did see the game, which me being a PlayStation guy, I'm usually like, oh, that looks cool. I guess that would look really cool on the computer. I was like, oh, it's coming to PlayStation. Ah, it's coming to PlayStation. Holy shit. That's, I'm like, yes, I am in all the way. Fuck it. But yeah, so that's good Precinct. But Mafia the Old Country, August the 8th. That's what is meant to be coming. Now, this is something that's been debated. It's especially in recent time with the rise of more online purchases in gaming and how rules have changed. Technically, rules slightly have changed or not changed. Uh, it's a bit gut wrenching to find out, especially you pay $100 for a video game and then get told, "Hey, it's not yours. You're basically only borrowing it. You're basically paying a borrowing fee forever if we allow the game." So I don't know if you guys remember a little while ago. There's a game. Ubisoft had a game called The Crew. Now that was an online game. Now a gentleman had purchased the game. They brought out Crew 2, and they were ending the service for the original game, The Crew. Now, this person who did a lawsuit against Ubisoft was annoyed because the fact, hey, I've paid $100 for a game, and because you're ending the servers, I can't play the game anymore. So either give me back my money or create an offline mode. So it's gone to court, and we've got a recent update where basically Ubisoft has said that you're essentially you're allowed access to these games, but you don't own them. Again, you're saying you're only renting the games, and it's a bit like, I don't know, like to me, it feels a bit like a slap in the face, being that hey, you got this game, you pay full price for it, cheers, but you never own it, and I feel for the guy too. I guess at the same time, you should have that slight knowing the fact that servers might end one day and this game will be obsolete because you bought it's just an online game. So what do you think's going to happen? Especially when an online game is totally with players. the players all die off, then that's the game gone because you bought online game. So I think, pretty sure from the report, the guy has lucked out on that situation. But yeah, it just doesn't look good for Ubisoft, and it doesn't put much faith into people buying games. Like it's never going to end. But again, it just sucks the fact that you pay full price. Why should I pay full price if I'm just lending the game? That's the thing. So that's where Microsoft Xbox and the Game Pass is doing so well in that space because hey, you're paying a subscription service like Netflix and you're renting the game, so you're not technically paying full price, but still, gut wrenching as a fan. Okay. Also, I'm telling you, cinema etiquette is just out the fucking window. It's just out the window with it entirely. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen recently with the whole chicken jockey with Minecraft and watching theaters erupt. The fact that there's been chickens in theaters and people are just throwing popcorn everywhere and it's just a giant mess. Why? I understand the gaming reference. I get that. But, like, if I was a person working in a theater and I knew that scene was coming up, I'd be like, nah, I'm not working that shift at all. I know Minecraft right now is in the theaters. It's making a shit ton of money at the moment, and a sequel is currently in the works. But no, a cinema is meant to be you sit, you're quiet, and you watch the movie and you clap or you cheer. You don't turn a whole ruckus and food going everywhere and a chicken. Yes, that's the weirdest thing is that someone brought a chicken into a theater just because of this scene. And like, yes, I do know there's special screenings of The Room where people throw forks and knives. Yes, that is a legit thing. Look that up. But I find this is ridiculous. It is pushing the whole cinema etiquette. Not to mention, probably one of the worst theaters I ever went to in recent memories went for Into the Spider-Verse, and there was people playing games. There was people making noises, clapping at weird times. It was shit, and it's so annoying. I'm like, this is not like Spider-Man No Way Home. This is not Avengers Endgame. Hell, it's not like Avengers Infinity War where at the end it was just dead silent. But I tell you, man, I tell you, ranters and rantettes, I feel like cinema etiquette is just going out the door and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And this is just proving that. Like, yes, get excited, but don't throw shit everywhere. And also going on from that is that in the Oscars in 2027, moving forward, is the Oscars will now contain a stunt category, which has been long overdue that needs to be in this, especially the other categories and everything else. So it's well overdue. And it's very lucky they don't do like a backlog of awards because I'm pretty sure like 95% of them would all go to Tom Cruise and probably some of Keanu Reeves for John Wick. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to critique that. What's going to be the requirements? How do you justify it? You could do a really cool stunt scene in a shitty movie, or you could do, will it be a really good stunt scene? Sorry, a really bad stunt scene in a really great movie because it's going to be, the Best Picture award. So how is this going to be all shape up in that sense? So it's very interesting. 2027, Avengers. How Avengers Secret Wars? Actually, no, it's 2026, 2027. Dune 3, all the Batman, which is a perfect segue. I didn't even mean to do that. I was just thinking 2027. Is I have given all hope on the Batman 2. I'm telling you. I'm not trying to be spoiled. I'm not trying to be like, oh my god, you're impatient. It's going to take time. When can you get it? Stuff like this. No, the fact that we've got a report that the Batman 2 script is not even fully ready yet, and Robert Pattinson is rumored for a role in Dune 3 that's also meant to come out in 2027. It's just like, are we ever going to get this film? Like, you have like I understand. I understand the strikes. I get that, but you have a Batman movie which is perceived very well. It's good reviews. You do the Penguin season that goes really well, and in this whole time frame, it's like what is happening? Why isn't this not greenlit or fast tracked to get this off the effing ground? You know, by the time, oh, here we go. Let me go back. Okay, here we go. The Batman. The Batman came out 2022. So 2023, 24, 25, 26, 27, possibly 28. It'd be about 6 years between the gap between that. And we didn't even get that with the Dark Knight trilogy at all. So even with here we go. The Dark Knight trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's only about 3 to 4 years each one. Yeah. So 2005, Batman Begins. 2008, and in 2012 we get that. So 2009, 10, 11, 12. 4 years. So that's still a lot shorter, and it's just bullshit. The fact it's going to be that it's taken this long. I'd also like to big shout out to Mr. DJ Fly High. I wonder how many accommodating stunt people will win the grill bosses. Grill bosses. I think I've missed something there. What do you mean? Also, thank you for coming past in the YouTube chat, my friend, mate. Yeah, I might have missed that, but yeah, it's just That's what I mean. As soon as I saw this about Patterson for Dune 3, I was like, yes. And then the second part of me was like, oh, wait, that's could be bad. And now we're getting another report. The fact the script's not even ready. It's just, it's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit, ranters and rantettes. Oh god, I give up. It's kind of that movie that I was excited for. A Penguin made me more excited for it, but now I'm just like, you know what? I will buy a ticket the day it comes out because I don't believe it at all, if it ever will. Mr. DJ Fly High, like the some people who took a dive for the grill bosses in movies like Charlie's Angels. Oh, yes. But true, yeah, it could be. I really want to know how they're gonna critique the stunts for this. But you want to know I know a really good publicity stunt, but something I'm really excited for is right now, as of recording this, tomorrow is the debut episode of The Last of Us Season 2 that we get to watch on HBO Max here in Australia, on HBO Max. And this past week, Season 3 has officially been greenlit, and which confirms the rumor that the second video game will be split into 2 seasons, Season 2, Season 3. So that pivotal scene that we all know in The Last of Us part 2, I feel like is going to lead right to the end of this season. It's going to be the last episode of this season, and then boom, Season 3 we'll have to wait for the climax. And after that, that is my big theory of what's going to happen with that. But yes, the last of Season 3, which we're in 2025, 2028, I would say, because Mr. Pedro Pascal is going to be tied up with Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars right now, which are going to be doing back-to-back filming. So he's going to be tied up for that for a while. So I'd say 2028 we'll be seeing that, sir, because everything he's done for Mando and the Mando movie is all done and dusted. So that's currently all in post production at the moment. So, but yeah, Patrick Pascal. When's that particular scene gonna happen? That is my question. But yes, Season 3 of The Last of Us is locked in. Now let's talk about Hollywood versus America versus China. So currently, right now, the rumor is there's potential that China will not allow Hollywood movies in the country due to all the tariffs, which these tariffs are causing major issues. I don't want to really toot down the political point, but my thing is that a big box office draw, like a big because of the population and the money, is that there's a lot of money in when a movie gets released in China, as proven with Avatar, Avengers Endgame. Um, why people also adjust scenes so it can be shown in China, because the fact that there is a big dollar amount if you release a movie in China. So this will hurt Hollywood. This will hurt Hollywood movies. This will hurt the box office draw in a movie. On what, for example, like a fantastic film could make $500 million, just random, could make it $500 million at the box office, right? And that's without China. You add China, it could go over $1 billion. I'm probably not as much, but at least 800 million. Like, there's a lot of dollar in that because people go see the theaters again and again and again. Mr. DJ Fly High. I don't know why I'm saying I think it's a good thing because which self-respecting Chinese person will watch the modern movies these days like Snow White. He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. Because, no respected person will go watch Snow White. I haven't seen Snow White yet, and from everything I've read, seen, there's a little shorts, I'm not missing much at all. So, yeah, I'll definitely, when I go streaming, I'll definitely watch that, because that is, I'm pretty sure, the first box office bomb of the year. Let me find out for you one little tick. Let's find out the box office draw for the brand new Snow White movie. Here we go. 2020 box office. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so currently right now, number one in 2025 for box office draw is Zda 2, which is currently nearly $2 billion at the box office. I'm not too sure what movie that is. Not too sure. But there's that one's number one. Number two is Minecraft right now with 434 million. Number three is Captain America with 413 million. Number four is, wow, that is a big difference between number three and number four. Number four is Snow White with currently $171 million at the box office. My God. And the reason I'm surprised is how much that drop is between 413 million to 171 million at the moment. Mr. DJ Flower, who the hell would watch the new Minecraft movie? I did, and I dropped my review for it too. And if you were here a few minutes ago, I was just bitching and moaning about how cinema etiquette is out the door because the chicken jockey scene from Minecraft, which if you have seen it, man, is anyone go watch it. It's just bullshit what's happening in theaters because of it. But yeah, I'm very surprised about that big jump. Now it does kick off the year. So far, number 5 is Dogman. Number 6 is Bridget Jones. Number 7 is Mickey 17. Number 8 is I'm a Working Man. Number 9 is Monkey. Number 10 is Den of Thieves. Number 11 is One of Them Days. 12 is A Flight Risk. But I'm very curious to know, did you throw a chicken? No, I didn't throw a chicken. I didn't have a chicken, but no one threw it. And no one threw it in the theater I saw it in either. I didn't throw a chicken in the Minecraft movie. So, but I'm very curious because we currently know what's going to be upon us at the moment in the next couple of weeks is the brand new Thunderbolts movie, which is, I don't know if you guys have been watching, but behind the scenes, it is shaping up like they've really got this good. Just the casting, just the CGI, and the fact that it's just full of real stunts, which a movie should be, which is done shame because I'm pretty sure this would be really good for the stunt Oscar category. But and my prediction for this year was that out of the 3 Marvel movies that are dropping this year, Fantastic Four will be the best. Number 2 is Thunderbolts, and number 3 is Captain America: Brave New World. Now, there was a couple of things good and bad about Captain America: Brave New World, but the Thunderbolts, I think will outdo Captain America. But then again, it might not because it doesn't have Mr. Harrison Ford in it, who's a box office draw, of course. The man is a legend. But Thunderbolts movie is about to come out, so I'm really excited to see how much money that's going to bring in. But if it was just Captain America: Thunderbolts would be number 1. But I think because Fantastic Four, the cast, the aesthetic, what's going into that movie, especially the fact that's the last movie before Avengers Doomsday. There's just a lot riding on that, and I think that's going to take the cake, and that's going to make a shit ton of money at the box office, and it's really, and I most likely will be watching that in Rome or London. I'm not too sure, but I will not be. But that will be when LCR is going on its European tour later this year. But yes, it is not looking good for the box office for China and how that's going to affect things at the moment. Because right now, I'm pretty sure Nintendo. Right now, so the Nintendo Switch is still currently on hold, although it's launched in America, and what's going to happen with that, and it's launched in China too. So it's just a mess. It's just a mess. But let's dive into Daredevil Born Again. As I was saying, we are 1 week away, as I'm recording this, only 4 days away from the epic final for Daredevil Born Again, which I am so excited for. This show has been an absolute bloody ripper. And it's interesting because we're going to be watching the final next week, and we're going to be watching the big first episode of The Last of Us. And then a couple of weeks later, boom, here's Andor straight off the bat. So yeah, we're kind of chucked up for all that what's been coming up next. But Daredevil Born Again, it's I know what people I know people have loved it. Some people hate it. It's very small, but you can't deny it. Marvel is cooking with this show. It is absolutely cooking. And the ending, and the reason why I'm annoyed about the ending is because it's mind boggling. Like, I understand why Matt did it, but it's like, it made me think of the Joker and Batman. That's what made me think, and I'll get into that. So, since his very first episode introduction, we see Dex. And of course, we're going to spoiler territory, so spoilers territory. If you haven't already seen, please go check it out and come back and listen to this podcast and see what you might have missed. So we get introduced to Dexter, who we haven't seen since the first episode. He gets moved from penitentiary to the gem pool, which basically amongst everybody else, which he's very sure of the fact he will be killed and shivved and everything else in between. So, which is because of Fisk. Fisk has ordered him to do that because he knows what that will do to Matt. So we see. So Matt also at the very start of this episode, we do see Glenn and Matt talking, and she does say something where she's talking about, these people with masks have serious problems, and it's not Daredevil who didn't save me. I saved me, and I saw a meme, and it's just like I'm sorry, what? What do you mean you saved yourself? Daredevil saved you, and then you just happen to grab the gun and boom, boom, boom. So I was a bit like, no, I'm pretty sure if I play back Daredevil saved you, you just go lucky shot. That's it. And in the beginning of this scene, this is where we finally find out that Glenn tells Matt that Fisk has been her client, and Matt's convinced the fact that he's doing this just to get at him, and just gets him right onto this mode where Matt's completely railed with what's happening with Fisk and what's happening with Dex. So he goes to see Dex. He goes to see Dex in prison, which we get this fantastic back and forth between them. And there's a line in it where Dex says, "In another life, you would be defending me. You go defend. A hero defends their worst enemies." And it's a great scene. And I didn't realize until the ending on how impactful that was going to be. It's a great interaction for him, especially, this is the first time that we've seen Dex and Matt talk since Matt pushed him off the roof, and he's felt that. So this scene is fantastic on that back and forth. And then we see that because Matt does hit Dex in frustration, Dex does get out, and showing the fact why he's called Bullseye, and he gets out to go kill Fisk. Another thing I do love is that we've got with Daredevil with Matt when he starts using his echo hearing, if you will, how we get that nice zoom in effect of when he's really focusing in, and with Dex we get this great like blue aura with him going with his character, just just the fact we get into his mind and how he sees the world, just the flip that we do get from these characters, which is fantastic. And amongst all this happening, we have Fisk showing Vanessa Adam, which Vanessa kills Adam, and their love is so strong. So strong, and we're gonna be together, which was like, okay, you guys are both twisted as each other, 110%. So as that happening, Matt does go back to Josie's and speaks to Foggy's mum, and that's where he realizes that Foggy was celebrating earlier because of a court case. So he starts getting thinking the fact that did Fisk have him killed because of whatever this case was, and it should have passed. Matt's not sure about the case, which leads us going to basically the dance party that we've seen the trailers multiple times with Vanessa, Fisk, Glenn, and Daredevil, which we do get the swordsman, which unfortunately the poor soul gets shafted and blackmailed in helping Fisk, which is always a pleasure seeing swordsman, but unfortunately this time he's not having much luck compared to Hawkeye. How much it had help in Hawkeye. So we do get that, and Glenn is really fed up with Matt because he's just he's not listening to her. He's so fixated on Fisk, and we with that we go that back and forth as well. We also see that Blake's been promoted to the wrong place that he shouldn't be. And we find out that BB is working both sides of the fence because of what happened to her uncle, which is a nice win right there. And amongst all that, we have this. Matt figures out it's not Fisk who ordered Foggy to die; it's Vanessa. And we see Vanessa talking to Fisk, Matt, when they're dancing, and she does say, "You don't understand." And when this is all happening, we have Dex who gets up above everything and goes to shoot Fisk. And this is the point I'm talking about, where Daredevil jumps in front of the bullet and saves Fisk right there. And Fisk gets pushed out. And you're probably wondering, like, well, how does that connect to Batman the Joker, Lee? Because that's exactly something Batman would do if it was the Joker, because he wouldn't let Joker die. He would want to save him. And if you don't think I'm right, watch the end of Arkham City with the antidote, because he does say, "I still would have saved you," and that's why I thought in this scene too. And not to mention, this bullet does get Matt good, and I loved how it just went all to red. Now, yes, it is Daredevil. Yes, it is the red. But we get to see, and the thing is, what I find interesting, we've seen the leaked photos of this ending where we see Punisher and Daredevil going to go up against Authority, that we've seen in a leaked photo. So how he's going to patch out the wound and get ready to fight again, I'm going to see the Punisher back in the iconic outfit. But seeing him on the ground, how everything goes red, how he starts hearing everything going around him, it is fantastic. This episode was a punch in the fucking teeth. It was just like, that's going on, this is lining up. The fact that it wasn't Fisk, but it was Vanessa that set up Foggy. And I know we all know that Foggy is returning in season 2. How does that line up with everything? How does it line up with Karen? This show, the restructuring, everything about it is brilliant. This is peak Marvel, and they've done this. And I give complete props to the Marvel team. This is fantastic. This is what we've been waiting for. This is heart-stopping TV. And trust me, when people go, "Oh, I know, this is just a Marvel TV show." No. You pick this up and you watch this. This is the same category as the Penguin. The fact that you watch this and holy shit, I was not expecting Matt to jump in front of Fisk. I thought he was going to be shot, and then it would turn to, again, hunting. I didn't think Fisk was going to die, but I thought it would be hunting to Matt, following Dex again, because, and then this whole fight between Dex going, "No, I did the right thing. Why are you angry at me? Yes, I killed your friend, but I just killed your worst, and I took out your worst enemy. How is that the right thing?" That would turn into a big thing as well, which I was hoping for. But that's what I thought it was going to be turned into. But this is a lot better. This is awesome. This is fantastic, and this is just exciting to watch. So that's why I mean the fact that the ending of this week's episode, it 100% better end on a high. I know not everything's gonna be wrapped up because we know about season 2, but it's just peak television. And then we'll go back to going to more peak television with Last of Us and Andor, which I do hope is the case. But I tell you what, Marvel's cooked this beginning of this year, and knowing the fact that next year we're getting X-Men 97 Season 2, The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I don't know if Daredevil will get a Season 3. Daredevil Born Again will get a Season 3 because depending on how long, Matt and Fisk want to keep going at it. Not to mention with what's going to happen to the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars, which is going to be incredible. It's going to be outstanding. It's going to be brilliant. But this is peak television. This is good, and I'm loving it. But ladies and gentlemen, ranters and rantettes, let me know, what do you think about this episode? Are you excited? Are you just waiting for it to all come out? What do you think is going to happen in the final? Let me know in the comments, and let's rant about it. There is so much on the table. There's so much, and I cannot wait for next week when we dive into the final and we break down on what possibly will be one of the best Marvel TV shows since WandaVision and Loki, and right up there. So let me know in the comments and what your thoughts are. And as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until